New York Comic Con Star Trek Discovery panelists at Madison Square Garden included Sonequa, MartinGre, Jason Isaacs, Shazad Latif, Doug Jones, Mary Wiseman, Anthony Rapp, Mary Kifo, Wilson Cruz, along with executive producers Alex Kurtzman, Heather Caden, Akiva Goldsman, writers Gretchen J. Burge, Aaron Harberts, and moderator NASA astronaut Dr. Mae Jemison. They discussed the updated look for the Klingons' love, the biology, as opposed to technology, behind the new series, why Jason Isaacs was intrigued to become a captain, the emotional story arc for fascinating Michael Burnham, Sonequa, MartinGre, and why this iteration of Star Trek is so different. Michelle Yeoh's surprise appearance at the NYCC Star Trek Discovery panel at Madison Square Garden, along with executive producer Akiva Goldsman. Madison Square Garden, October 7, 2017. At Veronica Bruno. But first off, Michelle Yeoh crashed the panel. It was during the questions from the audience portion, and hers was the first one to go. Appearing incognito under a baseball cap, she asked the panel, "Is Captain Georgiou coming back?" referring to the death of her character at the end of episode 2. She unveiled herself, and it caused mayhem, followed by the actress' seemingly impromptu joining of the panel, giving each panelist a warm hug, especially once she got to MartinGre. After warning Jason Isaacs' Captain Lorca to take care of MartinGre, "The most amazing journey has been with Sonequa, so I'm telling you, Captain Lorca, if you don't look after my baby girl, I will come and kick your ass. And you know I can do that." Yeoh also threatened to haunt the cast, telling the audience, "You don't understand what an incredible adventure it's been. So I'm not going to let you keep me away. I'm going to come back and haunt you all the time." Series producer Gretchen J. Burge also confirmed that Yeoh will return, in some form, later in the series. You will see more of this woman on the show. Star Trek Discovery stars Shazad Latif, Mary Wiseman, and Anthony Rapp at the NYCC panel at Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden, October 7, 2017. At Veronica Bruno. It's all about biology. The cast and producers also talked about the technology, in this case, really, the biology behind the Discovery spaceship. What would you expect from a space vessel that runs on an organic engine? Although science has always been at the forefront of any of the Star Trek versions, the science of biology is the focus of Discovery over physics. Executive producer Aaron Harberts described the new theme as a little more born out of the life sciences. The producers said they consulted with a think tank of 10 scientists to help them prepare the premise of the show. They talked about the debates that erupted among the scientists over teleportation, especially, among other technologies. Star Trek Discovery stars Mary Kifo and Jason Isaacs at the NYCC panel at Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden, October 7, 2017. At Veronica Bruno. Klingons get a new awesome look. Executive producer Alex Kurtzman also talked about the new look and characterization for the Klingons on STD. Kurtzman said the production crew wanted to humanize them, for lack of a better term, instead of referring to them as the other or villains. Continuing, he said, "We wanted to shift everyone's perspective of what Klingons are, and that meant making visual changes too. There will be a variety of Klingon types shown throughout the rest of the season. They have often been relegated to just being the bad guy," said Kurtzman. "The new visualization of this race of aliens is one of the highlights of the new series, in my opinion, with a more African appearance and gorgeously ornate costumes. Years before Worf was seen in a Federation uniform on The Next Generation, the Klingons on Discovery have a more historical look and feel and wear practically ceremonial garbs in all scenes. The new look is simply awesome. Of course, any mention of Klingon goes hand in hand with joking about the Klingon language, and that's where Mary Kifo L. on the show had fun explaining the process of first actually learning Klingon by working with the lead linguist. When she receives the script, all the Klingon actors try hard to understand what they are saying and not just say random words," Kifo explained. "It takes a village to speak Klingon." Kifo also demonstrated her skill at the language, to everyone's amusement. Series stars Sonequa, MartinGre, and Doug Jones at the NYCC Star Trek Discovery panel at Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden, October 7, 2017. At Veronica Bruno. Discovery. Unlike other adaptations of Star Trek, executive producer Akiva Goldsman acknowledged that the series is a lot darker than previous versions, due to the series being set in a time before the Prime Directive, and when the Federation is at war. She also noted that this allows them to tell character stories over plot. If Jim Kirk had to deal with Edith Keeler's death in the Star Trek the original series The City on the Edge of Forever, if it were real, it would take a season or a series. It would not be fine the next week. We can stretch those emotions out for a season. Ours is the origin of the feeling that is the original series. That's why we're 10 years before the original series. Much of the story arc centers around Michael Burnham's path from downfall to redemption." She is really the lead of the show and she's not the captain, another departure. The producers said they found this new take exciting, saying, "Trek has worked best when it's fresh and new." The producers embraced a more ambiguous approach to the storytelling in this version, with the purpose of pulling the rug out from under the audience. Series stars Mary Kifo and Jason Isaacs at the NYCC Star Trek Discovery panel at Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden, October 7, 2017. At Veronica Bruno's Captain, Lorca, is also unlike any other. Jason Isaacs, who plays him, said he would have run in the opposite direction if he had been asked to play any of the previous captains, but found the questionable nature of Lorca to be intriguing, noting that there's not even an echo of the old captains in his version. Is he a hero or can he even be considered a villain? At any rate, his portrayal is complex and will likely have us guessing all season as to his moral merit. "This is wartime and a time of uncertainty," said Isaacs about his role. "They are finding their feet as a crew," but Isaacs also had fun during the panel, labeling his crew a bunch of idiots and happy-clappy hippies while he's dealing with wartime tactics. The panel ended with a sneak peek scene from Episode 4, that revealed Lorca's plans for Burnham, which include weaponizing an alien creature. Star Trek Discovery streams new episodes every Sunday on CBS All Access.